Hello everybody, happy continuing of the new year. I hope that you have had a really nice New Year's Eve, celebrating the new year and the new decade. It's not often that I do updates this close to each other. It's what's only a couple of weeks since I did my previous one, and I said in my year in review video that it has been a really fantastic year for vinyl singles 2019, and it seems to be continuing this year and into the new decade, because from I think it was the 28th of December until now, I managed to find all this for a very great and low price. It started with our record store here in Sundsvall, Vinylstallet. They had a sellout for some vinyl singles for only 50 cents. And when I was there, the 28th of December, it was not the regular store owner there. It was someone that he was working there temporarily. And I dig through those bags again with 50 cents singles, and he picked out also from the back a box with more singles that because it was in Christmas times, I could pick for 50 cents also. And a couple of those, he lowered the price even that. So I got 20 singles for $8. Amazing. And then I also managed to find on other places also after that. So it starts really good singles. So let's start from the beginning with a single that was a little bit of a miscommunication when I read. This single, I read New Music, and I thought it was the band, the British new wave band New Music, but then I realized they spelled with a K in the end. But this is a kind of a single to promote two new bands that I never heard of, actually. We have a band called Undercover, and we have a band called 77th. And as I said, I never heard of these bands, but this sounds really good. Some kind of a new wave rock style, early 80s. Sounds really good. So I was lucky that this mistake led to that it actually was good anyway. This one on a single, really good, and for 50 cents. Human League from 1978. Being Boiled from their debut album. I showed a lot of John Fox during the year. We have Miles Away and A Long Time. This single is from 1980. There's a lot of new wave synth in this that I got from Vinylstallet. And we have two singles with the same main song. We have Endlessly from 1983. But the interesting here is that there are two different B-sides. Dance With Me is the B-side on this one. And on this version, you have Young Man. So it's very interesting to have. Normally I don't collect two of the same, not even because it's different kind of sleeves, but it is different kind of B-sides, so I gotta have both of them. This is some Eurovision Song Contest, as I collect those, you know. This is the Israeli song from 1982, sung by a man called Avi Toledano, and the song is called Hora, and it contains the English version on one side and the Hebrew version on the other side. Hora is a dance, for those of you who doesn't know it. Janet Jackson, Control, 1986, and Fast Girls at the B-side. Couple of Swedish. This is Gemini, Karin and Anders Glenmark, siblings, with a song produced by Benny Andersson and Björn Ulvaeus from ABBA. This is from 1987, Wild About That Girl. I Am the Universe at the B-side from their album Geminism. A summer hit from 1987. This is a Swedish song from the Swedish finals of the Eurovision Song Contest back in 1987. It wasn't placed all that high, and as I remember, it wasn't all that good. But I collect these stuff, so I have to have even those that may not be the most perfect songs. Jan-Erik Karlsson is the name, the man that never heard of after that, and a song called Flyktingen, the immigrant, and on the B-side, Min bästa barndomsvän, my best childhood friend. Now coming to a 70s classic that I really felt like I wanted to have. Also a song that I listened to a lot in the 80s when I for the first time started to discover 70s, starting to touch the 70s for the first time. Dawn with Tony Orlando and Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree. And I Can't Believe How Much I Love You at the B-side. And we have here a whole lot of singles with The Alarm that I got for 50 cents each. This is Raw from 1991 and 68 guns at the B-side. Which leads me to, when we add it, show the single 68 guns from 1983, part 1 and part 2. Even more Alarm is Knife Edge and Caroline Eisenberg from 1986 with a gatefold. Not often you see gatefold when it comes to singles. 50 cents. And from that we stay in 1983 and with The Stand and Third Light. I had the EP, but the mini album. But I really wanted to have it as a single also. 70s Soul, The Emotions, and I Should Be Dancing, and My Baby Dance at the B-side, produced by Earth, Wind and Fire's Maurice White, of course. More soul. We have Rufus from 1983 and Take It to the Top. and Distant Lovers at the B-side. This one was very, very interesting. A couple of singles by Fad Gadget. I don't think I ever have seen singles by Fad Gadget, so I'm very happy to have found these for a very low price. Ricky's Hand and Handshake at the B-side. And I think this is a double A-side, I'm not sure, but it looks like it. This is Insecticide and Fireside Favorite. And as you can see, from the album to be released the end of September 1980. And also, not often I find singles with Kraftwerk for very low price as 50 cents. Hooray! Music non-stop. One of my favorite Kraftwerk songs, actually. I think this was one of the first songs that made me discover Kraftwerk. So I'm very happy to have this one. And it is some kind of a edit of the continuum of the song at the B-side. This is this kind of compilation releases, collection releases from EMI, from Golden 45. So they're releasing singles with an artist with two famous songs, one on each side. So this is Kraftwerk and Computer Love and The Model at the other side. But hey, it's Kraftwerk. And I don't have Computer Love since before on any physical format. Now I come to I take this first. A single I managed to find today, actually. This is Sniffing the Tears from 1978 and Driver's Seat. And on the B-side we have Slide Away. And I have a stack of jazz singles. First we have Charlie Ventura and Mary McCall on No Gran Records, Norgan, and it says supervised by Norman Granz. You might understand who owns the Norgran label. Charlie's Parlay and Get Happy on this one. And we have Bob Carter, Charles Spivak, Sonny Igo on this one, and Dave McKenna. And I actually never heard of Mary Ann McCall before, but Charlie Ventura is very good, so it's going to be very interesting. We have Dizzy Gillespie and Stan Getz Sextet, also released on Norgran Records, but distributed to Sweden by Carousel. And this one contains Exactly Like You and I Let Song Get Out of My Heart. We have a couple of Errol Garner that looks in a so-so quality, but I paid very low price for them, so I felt, why not? This is Errol Garner Trio and Garner's Best, and this is from 1951, containing his most famous trio with John Simmons and Shadow Wilson. And we have here Oh Lady Be Good, I'm in the Mood for Love, Don't Get Around Much Anymore, and Yada. And Garner in Paris, Errol Garner Trio, and this is from 1958 with Edward Calhoun bass and Kelly Martin drums. Paris Bounce, the song from Moulin Rouge and I Love Paris. This one was very, very good. I didn't know it existed an EP version of this one. I have it on full-length vinyl, so I have these songs, but I wanted to have it on a single also when I realized that it actually existed one. Quincy Jones, who spent a lot of time in Sweden, along with Swedish or big band leader Harry Arnold and his Swedish radio studio orchestra, and Quincy Jones have been arranged everything. And we have Quincy's Home Again, The Midnight Sun Never Sets, and Doodlin'. Quincy Jones originals, all of them. And Midnight Sun Never Sets is that kind of an amazing song in the same style as Early Autumn, you might say, with fantastic saxophone by Arne Doneros. And the entire album, Quincy's Home Again, that this is from, is highly recommended if you can find it. It's so fantastic good. Swedish jazz with a touch of American jazz in the edges. You have J&K, J.J. Johnson and Kay Winding, and The Boy Next Door and Karaoke on side 1. And that one is the K side with Kay Winding, Lou Stein, Eddie Safransky and Tiny Khan. And we have also Riptide and Bonology with J.J. Johnson, Leo Parker, Hank Jones and Al Lucas and Shadow Wilson at the B side. So one of J and K on each side. A Swedish swing legend Stan Hasselgaard, born in Sweden, one of the few Swedish musicians back then who could go over the Atlantic Ocean and play with the giants in the USA before he sadly died very, very young in a car accident. This is this kind of non-official sleeves. So I have no idea which he plays with, but I guess it might be played in the USA. Sweet and Low, Mop, I'll Never Be the Same, Swedish Pastry, and Who Sleeps. And finally, some soul that I also managed to find. Detroit Spinners and Body Language from the amazing album Love Trippin'. One of the best albums of the year 1980, and With My Eyes at the B-side. So, not often I can do a vinyl CD update with only a couple of weeks distance between them. So there are a vinyl tag out, and of course I will do that soon, as soon as I have thought out a right answer to them. So until next time, I hope that every one of you have a nice continuing of this new year. So take care everybody, and so long.